Hey y'all, it's your boy here, and honestly, I wasn't even planning on buying this game, but luckily for you guys, one of my boys actually wanted to play this game and try this game out for himself. So today, I will tell you guys on how I feel about Back 4 Blood. This game is an online multiplayer first-person shooter and survival horror video game developed by Turtle Rock Studios and published by Warner Bros. Plot-wise, you are at the center of a war against the Written. These once human hosts of a deadly parasite have turned into terrifying creatures bent on devouring what remains of civilization. With humanity's extinction on the line, it's up to you and your friends to take the fight to the enemy, eradicate the Written, and reclaim the world. That is enough about the plot. Let's talk about the overall gameplay. The gameplay is largely similar to the Left 4 Dead series. Of course, since it's a first-person shooter, you could take control of one of 8 survivors who have presets, attributes, and abilities. Each survivor can carry one of each of 5 categories of equipment like primary weapons, secondary weapons, throwable weapons, major medical supplies, minor medical supplies, and more. And majority of the weapons are broken down into 4 tiers based on their availability and attributes. And before I even go any further, they added a new feature in the game, which are player cards. So at the start of each level, you need to build your deck with cards to adjust various elements of gameplay, such as modifying your health, damage, and stamina. Along with player cards, the AI director will also use corruption cards against you to hinder your progress. So in the campaign, you must work together to survive increasingly challenging missions. Majority of the missions evolves around you attempting to reach a safe zone, and then once you close all of those doors, you are safe inside. This is a brief example, but in the final level, you are required to call for a rescue, or you have to survive a prolonged period of time until you are able to escape. Honestly, I thought that the ammo mechanic would actually cause me a problem, and surprisingly it didn't. It actually worked it well. Now I could talk about the major issues with this game. The first issue is the difficulties in this game is just retarded, and I mean major retarded. It is mad difficult for you to get to certain acts for no reason at all. To make it even worse, the industry thought it was a good idea to switch up on how the supply points work. So technically we are getting less supply points now. So in my opinion, it made majority of the campaign missions a complete chore, and it made me feel that they just want us to play the game longer and grind our butt offs, and that's just not how it's gonna be, especially with the difficulties in that game. I put that joint in recruit and I wasn't able to get to the second act. Are you freaking kidding me? If you want to give us less supply points, at least that you can do is dim down the freaking difficulty. Now, the next problem that I have is the AIs. Of course, naturally, your teammates are either controlled by you or your friends, or controlled by an AI, depending on the matchmaking preference or player availability. The problem with that is the AIs are super duper dumb. Like I said in my beta review, if you try to go stealthy or do anything else in between besides just run and gun, the AIs will ruin the whole experience for you. Other than that, I really don't have no issue with the AIs. They worked perfectly. And the amount of special written in this game is just freaking astounding, yo. I'm not gonna hold you. There is a whole bunch of zombie types like ogres, hags, breakers, stingers, tall boys, sleepers, snitchers, reekers, and then the common infected. And each of those zombies made each mission more challenging than the last, which in my opinion is really good for some weird reason. Now let's talk about my favorite mode, Swarm mode. Yo, it's over, dog. So Swarm mode is a best of 3 round competition in which 2 teams of 4 go up against one another. One side play as the cleaners who need to survive as long as possible, while the other is composed of the zombie-like Written that must kill all the cleaners as quickly as possible. Between each round, the team switch sides and the winner is whichever managed to get the best score. And weirdly, I fairly like this mode because the fact that everything is fairly balanced. I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary, and plus on top of that, weirdly enough for me, it was really fun. The graphics in that game is really good. It didn't blow me away anything, but it definitely was good. And the online was definitely fantastic. I didn't really experience no rubber band lag or anything weird or out of the ordinary, so the online was definitely good too. So I think I covered mostly everything in this game, so let's hop on to the overview. On the positive side of things, there is a story. The overall gameplay was fantastic. fantastic. I definitely love majority of the survivors' abilities and attributes. The new player card mechanic worked it fine. The variety of special written is just freaking insane. I definitely love the swarm mode. Environmentally and a gameplay standpoint, it worked it fine. Graphically, the game is good, and the online was definitely good as well. On the negative side of things, the difficulties, supply points, and AI need to be reworked. All of it. The game came out on October 12th, 2021. The game should be in most platforms, so Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and it should be on the next-gen consoles as well. If you get the game digitally, it's actually on a sale right now, so it costs like $35.99. If you get the game in your local stores, it's actually cheaper, like $24.99 in Best Buy. There's also $24.99 in GameStop. Honestly, it can be cheaper. It all depends on where you look. So, is this game worth your money? In a personal opinion, despite of all the good mechanics that is in this game, the difficulty and supply points need some major tweaking. I mean major tweaking. And with that being said, I highly advise you guys to wait until the price drops or get them while they're on sale right now. So that was the review. So if you liked the review, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I do reviews, videos, PvP matches, streams, and more. And if you haven't yet, please don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page and my Twitch account because I stream on those platforms as well. Everything should be in the description box below, and I will catch you guys on the next review.